What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Cuphead. We are S-ranking some more bosses. Today, we are handling World 2. As you can see, I'm fighting Beppy the Clown, Bippy the Clown, whatever you want to call him. I don't know what his name is. So, honestly, as you can see, I'm hitting the ducks here. I'm not trying to parry any of the ducks. I got hit by the ducks way too often. So, just a friendly tip from me to you, don't worry about parrying the ducks, parry the other things. And also have the spread shot readily available. Parry the nose, that's one thing. And if you feel confident enough, you can parry the dog balloons. I only parry them if I am in a situation where it's like safe to do so. That one wasn't really too safe. This one can be, like that one was pretty safe, you know, because there was only like 1 to 2. Also, when you get under, like when, yeah, he does these phases, you want to try and get under the, underneath them, just so you don't get hit by anything. I'll show you what I mean, like right there. Sometimes the, train can ruin that, but you just want to get right under them. And it does get really tight sometimes. Like sometimes it's just, you know, it's not a good idea to get under them because the train is interfering. Right there, I had a pretty sick dodge, not gonna lie, that was kind of epic. But you definitely want the spread shot for this one because you can use it in all the stages except for like the first one. And you can use it on the first stage, it's just super risky. Also, my tip for the final stage, try to have all 5 health if you can, because this stage gets freaking hectic with the penguins launching the baseballs or whatever. So you see me over here. I had pretty sick dodges, and then I fall on the train, so you know, that's kind of how that works out. Had enough for another super, so I just pulled that off, get hit by another freaking penguin, but it was just enough that I was able to kill him with my spread shot. That was really tough. That probably took 30 minutes on its own, just because the roller coaster interfering with the clown on his horse, the I think that's the 3rd stage, and that final stage with the penguin throwing baseballs, that was really tough. So yeah, I'm gonna show you my setup really quick, just so you know what I used and you can try and replicate it. I had the pea shooter as my main, the spread shot as my secondary, and the first super art, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, I had the heart ring. This heart ring that you get from the DLC is a lifesaver. Anyway, I used the heart ring yet again, and we are going to fight Jimmy the genie. Now this, let me tell you, this took a while. This probably took 45 minutes. I think it was just under an hour. But my gosh, you got to get super lucky with the first stage. My favorite one is the swords, just because they're the least dangerous. And by that I mean, it's the easiest to parry without dying. Because he has a jewelry one, which is probably the 2nd easiest, but he has this cat one. Oh my gosh, the cat is awful. If you have the cat, I started like resetting my attempts as soon as I saw the cat as his first attack. Like I just didn't even try because it was just that bad. Anyway, 2nd stage is always pretty simple in my opinion. Just, you know, my tip here, I got hit a couple times here, so just use the turning mini a lot. I also, as you can see, I'm using bombs here instead of the regular shot, or I was using bombs just a little bit, because bombs do more damage, and I actually completed this and had a perfect run, except my time took too long. So I started using bombs at certain spots where I felt safe to use them. Literally only that phase is where I felt safe to use them. You also kind of have to pop off in this section where you got to parry and dodge. As you can tell, I didn't do that. I can parry, and then I can do one or the other. I can parry or dodge. Can't do both. I also like to use my super in this stage, usually, against the Pinocchio Cuphead thing. Oh, jeez. That gave me anxiety just rewatching. But yeah, watch out for the hat, because it will follow whichever way you go, so like you gotta dodge it right before the end. That gets really tough. And then don't even try and charge for a final super, Just throw your regular bombs at them. Also, keep in mind where the heck these pyramids are going, because you're going to have to dodge a good bit of them while you whittle his health down. I would not have survived that. I might have. I don't know. But it doesn't matter because I got Jimmy down. These are intense, but I also know that aisle 3 is going to suck. So freaking hard. As you can tell, I didn't gold the time, but it was enough to get the S rank, 206. It's just over the 2-minute mark, but for some bosses, if you go over the 2-minute mark, it doesn't matter. Now, if you're taking 2.5 minutes, it does matter. I'll admit, you got to be a little quicker. But that was pretty good. That heart ring, I'm telling you, if you don't have the heart ring or the DLC, because sometimes Miss Chalice is just the best for this, you gotta have it. Okay, now I had to actually record this boss 2 separate days. It took so long. This probably took an hour by itself, maybe only 45 minutes, but the thing here is the egg attack is different. What you usually do in the regular one is you just go directly up or directly down from it, but the eggshell actually breaks into another 2 directions, up and down, where you would regularly hide. So it took me a while to adjust to that attack. Also, you gotta try and worry about parrying all these birds. I actually didn't worry about the birds too much. I almost always got my parries done at the 3rd stage where he turns into the little baby bird. That's usually where I got my parries done. But if they were free, if the pink bird was right there and easy to get, I always obviously went for it. I usually just shot the birds down, especially in this 2nd stage, because there is so much happening on screen that I didn't even want to think about parrying the birds. So this is where I usually get my parries in, because every time the eggs go out and they go back in, forming his shield, he launches a little pink blaster, parryable shot, like right there you saw. That was a terrible angle though. He'll launch it again. You'll see what I'm talking about. That's where I get all my parries usually, except for the first one. I can usually get 1 pink bird. You gotta use the mini plane, dude. This guy is intense with his movements. Like, this is crazy. I lost so many attempts to this phase alone. But this phase also sucks. I am trash at this phase, because there's just so much flying at you. So as you can tell, yeah, I'm just getting absolutely brutalized right now. Anytime there was a pink pellet, I parried it just because that would be one less thing on screen. But I didn't parry, like, the shoe or anything. I mean, I did, but, like, I didn't parry it when I needed to. So, yeah. It's just a lot of dodging, a lot of turning into the mini plane, a lot of parrying. This one probably took the longest number of attempts out of anything so far in this series. And, I mean, Ribian Croaks and the Floral Fury thing took a while, so that's saying something. But I also know that this is going to be nothing compared to Aisle 3, Dr. Cal's robot. I am just, like, shriveling up thinking about it. It is so terrifying. But we don't have to worry about that now. That is 3 S ranks. 2 more to go. We have Sugars Von Bonbon and Grim Matchstick. As you see right there, I was just showing you I use the heart ring. So yeah. I had to get super lucky. This might have been the 2nd longest attempt. I had to get super lucky with who I had, like, minion-wise. I got Waffle, thank goodness. And, Waffle, honestly, for a while, I didn't like, but out of everything here, Waffle might be one of the easier ones. Also, you need to parry these jelly beans coming in at the bottom. I'm using Charge Shot. I know Charge Shot is super duper hard to use, but I got to a point where I just, like, I could use it. Like that, I just deleted them. You just saw that. Charge Shot is the, I think, 2nd most powerful shot in the game, right behind Spread Shot. Now this guy, I love this guy. This guy's super duper easy. The reason I used my super move on him was because I I need to use a certain amount of super moves. And as you can see, I'm trying to get all my charge shot stuff going. And I use the regular pea shooter as my other attack weapon, I guess, because I had a couple attempts where I had the timing and everything, the HP, I didn't use my super move enough. And that little peppermint thing that you saw that I'm jumping around, that is parryable. You need to keep that in mind, because if you're like me, you're probably only going to hit 1 or 2 pink jelly beans. You need to hit 3 things, you need to parry 3 things. And that little peppermint, that helps so much. Also, if you have the heart ring like I do, I'll show you what my setup is. I'm using the heart ring a lot in this episode, but the heart ring, for your first, third, and sixth parry, you get an extra hit point. So you can parry that like 3, 6 times. Like, you can get your 6 parry easily off of that. I loved to jump around on that just to get a couple extra hit points. But yeah, I used the pea shooter. Only used it for the super because I'm really good with the charge shot. If you're not, that's fine. Use a different, thing. But as you did see right there, I did kind of delete people. All right, so Grim Matchstick. The only reason I'm showing you my death is to show you my setup. Lobber and crack shot. I spent over 30 minutes trying to beat Grim Matchstick with the charge shot. I was getting so close every time, but I would always die in the end, or I would just like get hit way too often. So I decided to switch to the lobber. Everyone recommends the lobber for Grim Matchstick, especially a second and final phase. So I'm over here, just dancing around. My recommendation for this part of the stage, try and stay far away from him. Try and stay on the high cloud and try and stay far away from him, because that dragon tail will put you in sticky situations that you cannot get out of. I lost so many attempts because I got too close to Grim Matchstick, and the dragon tail kind of put me in a situation that I couldn't get out of. So, just as a friend to another friend, use the lobber. First off, that is like my #1 tip to beat Matchstick. But also, please just don't get too close to him when that tail is coming up. Either, like, if he's launching fireballs, you back your sorry booty up, alright? But if he's launching the little hypnosis attack, then you can get as close as you want. Just, be careful. The lobber is really good here because the lobber has like a little arc. The fireballs that are thrown at you are usually head-on, but the lobber actually has a little bit of an arc. And you see, I used the super there. I'm starting to use my supers, trying to just get damage output, and it does work. But yeah, the lobber on that final stage, especially on expert, they start launching them faster and more frequently. So the arch usually like dodges the fireball. Sometimes it doesn't, and you gotta do a little bit of maneuvering. But all in all, it does work. Don't forget to use your supers. If you use your expert super meter, usually it works like 6 out of 6, but sometimes it only counts 5 out of 6. I actually don't know how that super meter works. Maybe I'm just dumb and lying to you. If you can, use your ultimate super meter and a regular super meter of a regular move, just to make sure you get your 6 super meters. Again, parry everything. Just become an alpha gamer at Cuphead and dodge all of the attacks. If you put in enough hours, you can beat any boss on S. Take it from me, someone who didn't think they could do it. Just keep attempting, you'll get it. Again, that is it for today's episode. I'll see you guys in Aisle 3, where we S-rank bosses. Peace out, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Later.